Hello guys, in today's video, we're gonna check out the best camera for wildlife photography this year. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I've tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability, and many more. To find out more information about these camera for wildlife photography, you can check out the description below. If you want to get the best quality camera for wildlife photography according to your needs, then watch the video till the end and then decide to buy. At the first position of our list, we have Nikon Z50. Borrowing loads of great features from Nikon's flagship professional mirrorless cameras, the Z50 is a zippy, lightweight shooter that's great for tackling wildlife photography. A snappy 11 burst rate meets a comprehensive autofocus system with 253 points that cover the majority of the frame, meaning you'll be able to track even fast-moving subjects. Image quality is excellent, and the dynamic range is much better than you might expect from a camera with an APS-C sensor. Controls are comfortable and sensibly placed, and the camera is lightweight, meaning you won't have to worry too much about the weight if you're trekking into the woods to find your subjects. One thing we would recommend though is buying and packing a spare battery and portable charger. The shot per charge rate of 320 is a little limiting for a day's photography. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Canon EOS R6. In wildlife photography, just as in other disciplines, a full-frame sensor can confer a lot of advantages. The larger sensor area produces better dynamic range, which improves the camera's performance in low light or challenging high-contrast situations. The disadvantage is that full-frame cameras cost more than ones with smaller sensors. If you can afford the outlay, we really recommend the Canon EOS R6. Its autofocus system is simply out of this world, with a dedicated animal AF mode that is basically a cheat code for wildlife photography. It is also a deep learning autofocus system, meaning it gets better the more you use it. Canon has also recently produced some native super telephoto lenses for the mirrorless RF mount. These include the jack of all trades Canon R105 f4.57.1 LIS-USM, which is a professional lens that comes at the kind of price you'd expect. If your budget is looking slimmer, there are also two interesting prime lenses priced more affordably. The Canon R600 f/11IS STM and Canon RF800 f/11IS STM. They have a fixed f/11 aperture, relying on the high ISO performance of cameras in the R series to compensate. Canon also says that the fixed aperture should improve autofocus. The number 3 position is held by Nikon D5600. If you want a camera that's user-friendly and cost-effective, but don't want to opt for the absolute beginner models, consider Nikon D5600, an effective intermediate model. It boasts a 24.2 MP APS-C sensor and a snappy autofocus system that's more than capable of keeping up with skittish wildlife subjects. It also has one up on Nikon's other affordable end offerings, a vari-angle touchscreen. The D5600 is a few years old now, but it's still a highly capable DSLR, and in truth the time gap has only really caused its price to go down. Having access to Nikon's stable of f-mount lenses is a tempting prospect no matter how old your camera is. One of its headline features is the Snap Bridge connectivity, designed to allow you to establish a low-energy, always-on connection with your smartphone. Many users won't be too bothered about this, which is just as well, as it can be unreliable, especially if you're an iPhone user. Still, this is some of the best value for money you can get for a DSLR right now. Next at number 4 we have Fujifilm X-T4, a beautifully designed APS-C camera. The Fujifilm X-T4 is one of the best mirrorless cameras around right now, with a feature set that provides the wildlife photographer with loads of options. Its burst modes are seriously impressive, going up to 15ths with the mechanical shutter, or 20ths with the electronic shutter, and a 1.25x crop. And thanks to its generous shooting buffer, you can fill your card up with more than 100 JPEG frames at these speeds before the camera needs to slow down. Perfect for making sure you nail that subject. The buffer is a little more limited when shooting in RAW, but happily Fujifilm's cameras produce some of the best fresh off the sensor JPEGs out there right now. The deal is sweetened by a generous 6.5 stop image stabilization system. And the X-T4 also produces excellent 4K video, making it a great choice if you plan on switching between the two modes of shooting. It's a little expensive for an APS-C camera, but the amount of functionality you get more than justifies the price, in our view. The number 5 position is held by Canon EOS R6 Mark II. The Canon EOS R6 Mark II is the current gold standard for professional photographers. It shoots with speed and accuracy, and if you don't mind paying the premium price tag, it'll produce superb results when photographing wildlife. It's an absolute beast of a camera, able to keep churning out shots at 16th with the mirror locked up, or at 14th with autofocus enabled. Access to the Canon EF range of lenses ensures you'll always have glass for the occasion, with some of the best telephotos in the business on its books. It's the camera equivalent of a pneumatic drill. If you know what you're doing, you'll get the job done as quickly and efficiently as possible. The number 6 position is dominated by Sony RX10 IV, the fourth iteration of Sony's big RX10 bridge camera. The RX10 IV pairs a 1-inch sensor with a 24-600 f/2.44 lens for amazing versatility and image quality. All this range would already be ideal for wildlife photography, but the fact that the camera is capable of shooting at an impressive 24ths with autofocus to a maximum buffer of 249 frames really seals the deal. The autofocus system is fast enough to keep up thanks to its 315 AF points, with Sony claiming focus acquisition times as snappy as 0.3 sec. All this comes at a premium price. If it's too dear for you, consider previous models in the RX10 range, which you should be able to find at a much friendlier price. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Sony A6500. While Sony has many fantastic full-frame mirrorless cameras in its Alpha 7 range, we like the A6500 for its combination of lightweight build, super speedy shooting, and incredible autofocus coverage. A massive 425 points spread across the frame ensures that the A6500 will be able to lock onto even the most elusive of subjects. The A6500 is also incredibly lightweight, and its APS-C sensor pushes the focal length of your lenses just a little bit further, which is a boon for photographing wildlife. An incredibly feature-packed camera for its size and price point, the A6500 is a superb achievement of imaging technology. The number 8 position is held by Panasonic LUMIX 9 4K digital camera. Our first pick is the phenomenal Panasonic 9. This affordable micro four thirds camera from Panasonic is one of the best value for money models on the market right now. Although introduced back in 2018, it has remained a popular choice for wildlife photography enthusiasts ever since. The 9 is also capable of capturing top-quality videos, something that is sometimes needed with the uncertainties of wildlife photography. It sports a 4/3 size sensor, and the crop factor is 2.0x. These specs and other features make it ideal for photographing scenes from a great distance away. Providing a 20.3 MP image resolution, the Panasonic 9 is excellent in terms of its dynamic range. It also boasts a 5-axis and body image stabilization, making it a superb action camera. When using it with a lens that has optical stabilization, you can achieve 6.5 stops of correction. The 9 also features a continuous focus and a mechanical shutter. This can capture 9 frames per second, so you will not miss any action when out in the wilds. Switch to its electronic shutter, and the camera shoots up to 20 frames per second. Ideal for capturing nature doing what it does best. Next at number 9, we have Nikon D7500 DSLR camera. For beginner wildlife photographers with a little more cash to splash, the Nikon D7500 DSLR camera is one of the best to begin your journey with. Although not the most expensive on the market, it can certainly compete with some of the most costly options available. The images this camera produces are very impressive. Its 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor ensures excellent picture quality. Even if you struggle to balance the camera settings at first, you should still achieve great quality photos with the D7500. The bundle that accompanies this camera is mind-blowing. Some of the extras include 58 wide-angle and telephoto auxiliary lenses, a 67 3PC filter set, UV, CPL, FLD, a 67 tulip threaded lens hood, and a deluxe camera gadget bag. This bundle simply has everything you need to head out into the wilds and start capturing astonishing photos. While novice photographers will make mistakes as they learn to get to grips with new cameras, the Nikon D7500 is a very forgiving camera and intuitive enough for anyone to learn the basics of photography quite quickly. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Pentax KP24.32 Ultra Compact Weatherproof DSLR with 3 LCD. Pentax may not be as famous as Panasonic or Nikon, but they produce gems every now and again. The Pentax KP is a great action DSLR and is ideal for wildlife photography. Weatherproof by name and weatherproof by nature, this camera has an excellent grip in all conditions and very practical controls. The features included are top-notch. This KP24.32 Ultra Compact DSLR camera boasts Wi-Fi and GPS, the former being very useful when off the beaten track. It is also capable of sensor shifting, resulting in less pixelated photos. It also has an in-body 5-axis image stabilization system to get the stillest photos possible. You are able to choose from 27 autofocus points, with 25 being more sensitive cross-type. And when we consider its ISO performance, it maxes out to an exceptional 819.200. So, whether you're waiting at dawn or dusk, your photos will be bright and clear at all times. We are very impressed by this camera's vertical tilt LCD monitor. It facilitates high and low-angle shooting, allowing you to vary your angle with ease and precision. This is something very handy in wildlife photography. That's all for today. We upload camera and camera accessories review videos every single day. So, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.